Jeremy, do you want to kick us off? Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Manuel. Can you give us the injury latest for this game at Bournemouth, and can you tell us whether Arnautovic is fit and whether you're going to play him?
Well, about injury players, this week they work with the squad, Javier Hernandez from Wednesday till today, and Frederick that start just part of the work with the squad. All the other players are continue injuries, or the others were fit, continue fit.
How's Marco Arnautovic, and are you going to play him at Bournemouth?
Marco's working with the team without any problem.
How would you sum up his mood at the moment? Because he clearly wants to leave.
Well, when you have so high offer, everyone wants to leave, but he has a contract here, so we know what happened about that in the next days.
It's clearly a dilemma though for you and for the club how to manage this situation. You yourself went to China, so you can't blame a player, can you, for wanting to go and earn big money in China?
Well, of course, everyone is seeing about his future. He knows what is the best option for him, and now we will see what happens between the clubs.
Just one last one, though. A couple of years ago here, Dimitri Payet went on strike and refused to play. Are you concerned a situation like that could occur here with Arnautovic?
I don't think that the player will refuse to play.
What about Javier Hernandez? How important is he to you in this window? There's talk that he's wanted by clubs overseas. Do you want to keep him here in this window?
There are just rumors about so many players that come to West Ham or that go from West Ham. Javier is part of the squad. Unfortunately for him, he had during this part of the season 2 long injuries for about 5 weeks every time. He continues to be an important player for us.
Can you just respond to some of the speculation suggesting that West Ham have agreed on negotiating to get Piatek from Genoa?
No. I don't will talk about any rumors. I just told you about players that come or players that go, because it's impossible to talk about so many names that are always involved around this club.
On Monday, Manuel, Declan Rice turned 20. He had a fantastic weekend last weekend. He's now 20. How good is Declan Rice going to be, do you think?
Well, I think in the way he continued working as he do it till today, he is a player that will continue improving. As you said, just 20 years old, so he have a lot of more years to continue growing as a player. I'm sure that he will be a top player.
Where do you see his best position? The one he's currently playing, or where do you see his position being?
No, I think that he can play in both positions. And, maybe in the way he plays more as a midfielder, he will have a best view of the pitch. But I repeat that he is improving in every day, so he's a player that can play without any problem as a central back also.
It's been suggested he's a player that's good enough for Manchester City. Do you agree with that?
Another rumors. But I agree that Declan Rice can play in every team.
Do you have a view too on where he should play his international football, because that's still up in the air?
We must wait for his decision.
Okay, a couple more, sir. Sami Nasri has come into the team and you've won your last 2 games. Is that a coincidence that Nasri is doing good things with this team?
Well, I said when I gave the chances to Sami Nasri to work with us, at the beginning of December, I told that for me he's a different player with a lot of quality, that in the way that he wants a revenge football, to return to be the decisive player that was with me in Manchester City. I think that his quality, nobody have any doubt.
Bielsa has been giving some extraordinary revelations about how Leeds do their research on players this week. He's a former manager of Chile, and he suggests this is typical in South America. What have you made of what Bielsa's been saying about spying on every other team in the league?
No, I don't know if it's typical in South America. Maybe some coaches can do it, not all of them. But if he thinks that it's a good way to work, I respect his opinion.
Have you ever sent anybody yourself undercover to go and spy on another team?
No, myself never.
Just on this match in Bournemouth finally, the last 3 games at Bournemouth, between Bournemouth and West Ham, have produced 15 goals. Looks like more goals, would you say?
Well, Bournemouth is a team that, for me, has a very good player that always score goals because they play with two strikers, with very good technical midfielder. So, for one side, we must be very concentrated and try not to allow them to score. And of course, our team always try to score. So we will see, I think, a very good game.
Nick?
Manuel, in recent times, when West Ham have had a really, really good result or a series of really good results, they've faced a team that people think you should beat, and then the results have dropped off a little bit. When you had your good run and there was a defeat, you had a very good result last weekend. Why do you think it is that sometimes your team doesn't keep going after really big results?
It's difficult to know the reason, but of course, when you have a good win against a big team as Arsenal, maybe the players can think that will be enough to win the next game. And the only way to win the next game is to play in the same way you did against Arsenal. So it's a mentality that we will try to improve. I hope that this time we are not going to make that mistake, but it's not an easy game. It's not. I don't think that because we beat Arsenal, we are forced to beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a team, I repeat, that has very good players, that's working with the same managers a lot of years. And if we want to beat them, we will need to play a very good game.
You talked about having a big club mentality here at West Ham. Do you feel that when you go to a club like Bournemouth, they look at you as a big target, a big scalp? If they were to beat you on Saturday, they may raise their game because it's West Ham and managers like yourself who've won the Premier League, a lot of big players, that sort of thing?
I don't know in the way Bournemouth sees his rivals. What I know is that West Ham must be clear that we play always with 60,000 people behind us. That is a team that has good players. That we are trying to have a new mentality. Everyone is working hard. The owners, the managers, the staff, the players. Maybe this you cannot obtain in one season, but I hope that we continue now till the end of the season working and playing in the way I like to do it.
And you had such a great run of results just before Christmas. Are you hopeful that can happen again? A really big spell of positive results, because then you could be climbing into the upper reaches of the table.
Well, it's what we want, of course. We want to continue with those good results, but we can. One of the things that the team has doing better during this season is the result that we had in December. That is the most difficult game in the Premier League. We saw many players injured. Of course, now we need to play another finish. In January, we are going to play 6 games more. We continue with the same amount of players injured, so I hope that we can continue obtaining good results. But I repeat, it's not easy when you have so many players injured.
I know you have to field a lot of questions about transfers in January. It's not something you're not unused to. You've done it many times before. In your travels over years, have you found, is it more intense in this country, the questions about rumours and speculation about your players, or are you quite used to it from the previous?
No, in every country it's similar. When you have the option to improve your team, of course the team start moving in everywhere. Maybe here in England, the club have more money, so they can do more changes. But I think that is similar in everywhere.
So the fact that there's extra money in English football actually makes this month particularly.
Yes, because you can bring more players.
And you could lose them as well, I suppose.
Of course, you can lose it. But I think that is a period that maybe the authorities must talk a little bit more about how the way they must do it, because I think it's not normal that you can leave your club at the middle of the season because another team has more money and you take your best players. So I don't think that's a good idea to make so many transfers in this way.
So perhaps change the January window?
I think that must study a little bit more how to must do it. I think that it must exist because but there must be some rules about the way you must do it.
So maybe only make those big money changes in the summer? Is that your idea?
No, not about the amount of money, maybe the numbers of changes, or I don't think that the player can play in the same league for 2 different teams. Maybe if you go away, you can go, but I don't think that maybe talking about Leicester 3 years ago, that they were fighting for the title, comes a big club and take out 2 of their players. I don't think it's fair in the same season. But I think that people that are in charge must study a little bit more.
That would make your life easier.
I'm sorry?
That would make your life easier.
No, I don't know if my life, but I think that football will be more fair.
Thank you. Cameras off.